Let's start now. Let's understand how to upskill ourselves to Microsoft Fabric. What is the roadmap to Fabric? What exactly Fabric is about? What made Microsoft come with this beautiful new technology? Let's get started. This is Sai Fanindra from SQL School with complete practice touch on all our classes in every class with complete practice orientation with good amount of hands on. I have been into data engineering and Spark activities, Spark and PySpark, for more than 8 to 9 years. Here today we'll be learning all about Fabric. It is a all-in-one analytics solution. What do we mean by all-in-one? Simple. Everything you require for data engineering, data warehouse, and ETL. Fabric is equal to engineering plus ETL plus data lake plus analytics. Everything mentioned put together. So in earlier days, we used to have say one or more components from Azure for ETL, one or more components from Spark, Databricks for analytics, one or more components for data warehouse from other third party vendors because of certain limitations in our native applications. So managing all those licenses, communication, compatibility is always a challenge. To overcome that challenge, we have Fabric from Microsoft. It brings together experiences from data engineering. What is this? Live data ingestions, data factory, data science, warehouse, real-time analytics, and Power BI into a single software as a service SaaS offering from Microsoft. So extensive range of deeply integrated analytics, shared experiences across the different portfolios in Microsoft. Developers can easily access and reuse all assets. A unified data lake that helps us to maintain file as well as FILE file as well as database warehousing activities for accurate analytics, centralized administration and governance. It is something like this. In olden days, we have seen the era of MSBI. Microsoft initially started with BCP, then came SSIS, then added SSAS, SSIS, SSAS, then come SSRS, finally MSBI. Similarly now, Fabric. Fabric is a one-stop solution for all big data analytic needs. What it contains? Three important activities. Microsoft Fabric contains three important items. Number one, SaaS Foundation. Number two, Analytics. Number three, One Lake. So we have Fabric Data Factory, Fabric Synapse Data Engineering, Warehousing, Data Science, Real-Time Analytics with Power BI. Everything clubbed together, we have one single solution. So the learning path involves data engineering first, Power BI next. Understanding the integration of Power BI with engineering. I mean, how Power BI can be integrated with Azure data engineering. What does it mean? Yes, for example, you have, say in Azure data engineering, you got various sources of data. You got various sources of data. For example, you have something called data lake. You have something called Delta Lake, Azure Synapse SQL pool, Apache Spark pool. Okay, so all these are various elements. I repeat again, in a data engineering environment, on my screen here, we have storage components, ETL components. Every storage component has its connections to Power BI. Okay, that's the first thing. Number two, in few cases, Power BI can send data back to Azure storage. In few cases. So that kind of two-way communication is required here. For example, in Power BI, we see connectors for Spark, connectors for data lake, connections for Delta Lake, connections for Synapse, Azure dedicated SQL pool, Azure SQL database. We need to learn those items, data engineering connections from Power BI. Once we get these contents ready, then we can move on to Fabric. So what is there in Fabric? One single place to integrate everything together. So the learning path would be first Microsoft SQL to Azure data engineering to Power BI, finally into Fabric. Here we are going to learn the Microsoft Fabric architecture, Synapse Analytics, One Lake, Data Lake, Data Factory, Synapse Analytic activities. SAS Analytics is different, Synapse Analytics is different. We'll be learning both practically. Then comes Power BI with Fabric, Power BI versus Fabric, IoT hubs, analytics, and end-to-end streaming components. We'll be taking these items part of our classes. Next, to get into more detail, about our course or about our classes. Yes, here it is on the screen now. We'll be learning Microsoft Fabrics, SAS implementations, Synapse engineering, data wrangler, lakehouse, autonomous ETL and Synapse IoT, One Lake explorations, activators, security, purview, logic apps, etc. So to step into 7, make sure we have practical touch on 5 and 6 for easy learning of streamlined examples in number 7. I want you to enjoy the course. I want you to feel the course with a difference in a more structured, easier way. So make sure you revise those items carefully. Box 5, box 6 items. Kindly revise them as is. You may refer to our website sqlschool.com. Download the course curriculum for 5. Download the curriculum for 6. 5 and 6 we have a combo. You may opt for it if required. Complete all your practice. Then step into 7. That is the fabric operations. Next, how fabric is helpful for us? Next question. Yes, fabric is a one-stop solution for all big data analytics and data science activities. So it has development components, engineering components, data science components, analytic components. So anyone, everyone can happily step into fabric. It works. It's more into big data activities, analytic components. So with fabric, we'll be learning good amount of components for centralized development, ETL management, and various components of fabric we are going to understand practically. So fabric involves a one-stop solution for Power BI plus data factory plus engineering plus data science plus warehouse plus real-time analytics. Everything put in a single place. And that is our actual course. So need your support. Revise your data engineering components and Power BI components. Then we can happily step into fabrics next.